Did you know that only 7% of our viewers are actually subscribed? We love creating content for you and want to keep doing it, but we need your support to grow our channel so we can make ends meet. So, if you enjoy our videos and want to see more, please consider subscribing and liking our videos. Thanks for your support.
Hi and welcome to yet another CMA video. I'm Marek and today we're going to have a look at how to service a one-piece crank bottom bracket, also known as Ashtabula bottom bracket. Okay, are you ready? Then let's begin. Tools required: 32mm headset spanner or a large adjustable spanner, flathead screwdriver, rubber mallet, pedal spanner, correct side spanner for the wheel nuts. They are usually 15mm, but on some BMX bikes they can be 17mm or even 19mm. Vise, grease, rags or paper towel. Preparation: for BMX or kids bikes, raise the saddle to the minimum insertion mark. Turn the bike upside down. Loosen the rear wheel nuts, including tug nuts if present. Release the chain from the chainring. Now remove the left-hand pedal. We have a great video here to help you with this task. One-piece crank bottom bracket overhaul. Begin working from the left-hand side, where you'll find a threaded section with a lock ring, an adjustable cub screwed onto it. To unscrew the lock ring, turn the spanner clockwise. Note that the thread is reversed. Loosen and remove the lock ring. And keyed washer. Note that the washer has a sealant that slots into the groove in the thread.
Now it's time to remove the adjustable cone. There are two slots on it. Use a hammer and flathead screwdriver to loosen it clockwise. Once loosened, unscrew and remove the adjustable cone.
Inside the bottom bracket cup is a set of bearings in a bearing cage. Use long nose pliers to remove the bearing cage. Taking it out first will facilitate the removal of the one-piece crank. Hold the right-hand crank arm and pass the crank through the bottom bracket to remove it. Proceed to remove the bearings on the drive side. Once the bearings are removed, clean the bottom bracket cups. Clean the left-hand cone and bearings as well. Secure the crank in a vise. While cleaning the drive side cone, ensure it is tightly fitted. If it comes loose, it will cause the left-hand cone to loosen as well. Fit the flat end of the screwdriver into one of the grooves on the cone to push it clockwise. Tap it with a mallet until it stops moving. Or if it doesn't move while tapping, it means it's sufficiently tight. Apply fresh grease to one set of bearings and into the right-hand cup. Place the bearings onto the drive side cone with the flat side against the cone. Insert the crank through the bottom bracket shell. Grease the left hand side cup and bearings. Then slide them over the left hand crank and position them in the cup. The side of the cage where the bearings are sticking out should be fitted in a bottom bracket cup. Reinstall the cone and tighten it by hand in an anti-clockwise direction until it stops. Now loosen it by turning it clockwise slightly. Put the keyed washer back in place. Refit the lock ring. It screws in anti-clockwise. Use a 32mm spanner to tighten the lock ring firmly, exerting pressure on the crank and spanner to ensure it is securely tightened. Check for any side-to-side movement in the bottom bracket. If there is any, undo the lock ring. Slightly tighten the adjustable cup and retighten the lock ring. Spin the cranks to check if they rotate freely. If not, you might have over-tightened the adjustable cup. Repeat the process until it feels right. With this type of bottom bracket, achieving perfection is challenging, so it's better to have it slightly too tight than too loose. Once the bottom bracket is tightened, refit the left pedal. Finally, tension the chain and tighten the wheel. We have a great video here to help you with tensioning the chain. If you have tightened the bottom bracket and it still feels off or produces crunching noise, consider replacing the bearings. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to let me know in the comments below how you got on replacing a one-piece crank bottom bracket. Would you like to support our channel? Then hit subscribe and like button and visit our Patreon website. Thanks, and see you in the next video.